All right, team. So today we're going to learn about P4P, or pay, as it's also known as pay for performance. So what that is the field team gets 33% of the labor revenue that they generate for the company. If 33% of labor revenue is less than the $20 an hour at the end of the pay period, you make that. Now, what that is saying, in essence, is that you cannot lose with P4P. You either make extra money or you make the same money you would have made, which makes it a fantastic system for you guys. And because of the benefits of the $33 or 33% and the way that that works as far as labor revenue, it's actually a benefit for the company as well to pay you guys more. So let me flip our page here. And I do have a little bit of tape just so that way I can, but I might be able to do it with my hand as well so I don't lose you guys. So P4P Math, right? We charge $80 an hour for landscaping. I'm going to do this based on landscaping. It's the same exact math for mowing. The only thing is for lawn mowing, it's a little bit more challenging to do because we're adding up a lot of different properties. So I'll go over that more later though. So $80 an hour is what we charge, right? Our team makes $20 an hour. Now, to be clear, we do not tell the customer this number. Please never, ever tell a customer that number. It's not because we're trying to hide it, but it's because customers cannot fathom paying landscapers $80 an hour, even though that's market rate. 70 hours of field work is charged, right? So you work 70 hours, which would be like, 35 hours of field work in 2 weeks, right? Or every week, which is, 35 times 2 is 70 hours, right? You're clocked in for a total of 80 hours. So you did 35 hours of work, but you were here for 80 hours, which means you spent 5 hours, driving, dumping, forgetting a tool, having to go back to the yard, doing anything like that. Then you so here's the math on that, right? For pay for performance. You completed 70 hours of work. Multiplied by $80 per hour is $5,600 in labor revenue. $5,600, right, which is your labor revenue, divided by 3. Now, if I have to flip the page back, 33% is the same as divided by 3, because if you divide 100 by 3, you get 33. So divided by 3 is $1,866.66 in pay for performance, which is your performance pay, right? So with this, ignore the bottom, right? Here's what this would look like, right? 80 hours is your clocked pay. So if we look at it as P4P on one hand, clocked hours on the other hand, $80 an hour times your $20 per hour hourly rate gets you $1,600 in hourly pay, meaning your P4P is greater than your hourly. So on your paycheck, right, whichever one of these is greater is what you get, because it can't hurt you, it can only benefit you. So in this case, your P4P was greater, so therefore, we just subtract your P4P, or we subtract these two numbers to get, you made a total of $266.66 in performance bonus, in performance pay. So on top, the way your paycheck would look, right, would be a pay stub, would be $1,600 plus the 266 gets you to that 1866 number and 66 cents, which is this number. So this would be on your paycheck and not just your hourly. It'd be hourly plus the bonus of the $266 to get to that total. So that's why P4P is awesome on a weekly scale. So that's like a paycheck. Now, here we're going to do an average week. So this is going to be like an average pay period, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we also have week 1, week 2. So relatively simple. This is just going to be like your average week. So what we have here in the upper number, the blue, is going to be your clocked hours. That's when you clock in, clock out. So from the time you hop out of your car, you're clocking in, to when you get at the end of the day when you park the truck and you leave. Then the budgeted hours is how many hours of work you completed that day. The way we bid all of our jobs is based on budgeted hours. So if you go to a job and it's 4 budgeted hours, that means that when the estimator went out there, he imagined himself doing the job and it would take him 4 hours, right? Or in this case, 9 hours, right? So this is going to be with one person. So this is P4P based on one person. Now look, we normally are working in teams of 2 or 3. It's just easier to do the math with one person. But if you're doing it with multiple people, you just divide it by the amount of people you have, and it all works out at the end. So, like we said, we have our clocked hours, our budgeted hours, and then how much you're actually making that day, which is our budgeted hours times our $80 per hour, right? So this goes all the way through. So 9 hours times 80 is 720. 10 hours times 80 is 800. 7 hours times 80 is 560. 5 hours times 80 is 400. Now we just do this all the way across. And it is possible to get done more budgeted hours than actual hours, because that means you worked faster and you beat what the estimator thought it would take. And obviously, it's also possible to have a very bad day and end up working 13 hours, end up working a really long shift, and it's just a rough day, and not hitting the budgeted hours even because something went wrong or whatever. So down to this bottom portion, right? Here's what we have. Week 1. Monday. Okay. How did I? Okay, cool. So this is just examples of breaking down each day. So what we're doing right now is we're taking Monday here, and then this is Monday here, broken out. So we take our $720, which is our labor revenue for the day, right? Divide that by 3 to find our P4P number. Like I explained before, the 33% is $240. $240 divided by your 10 hours, right? This is the same 10 hours from up here that you clocked in, is $24 per hour. 10 hours times $20 and $20 per hour is $200, right? So, and this is the same 10 hours as the 10 hours up here. Once again, times your $20 an hour, which is your base pay, is $200. So what that means is you made $40 in P4P on Monday. Killer job, right? Tuesday, you made $800 that day. You did, another budgeted hour divided by 3 P4P gets you $266.66. Right? Divide that by 9 hours is $29.50 an hour. You crushed it. 9 hours times $20 is $180. So you made like whatever that is, $86 in P4P. Really, really nice work. Now, week 2, on Monday, you made $720. So this is week 2, right? In P4P. So you made the same as Monday the week before. The only difference is you worked one more actual hour. You were clocked in for more hours, so you're going to make less on P4P. Because the goal is to have the highest amount of budgeted, the lowest amount of actual. So 720 divided by 3 is 240, right? $240 divided by your 11 hours that you worked is 2180. 11 hours times 20 is 220. So as you can see here, you actually made a little bit more on base pay on this Monday because you worked an extra hour, but you didn't make any more on P4P. These two P4P numbers, this P4P number and this P4P number are the exact same because here you work 9 budgeted hours and here you work 9 budgeted hours. So in this case, you still made P4P, 2180, just not as much as the 24. Then on Wednesday this week, which is this day that we had to edit, you made $640 in labor revenue, right? Which is your 8 times 80, 8 hours of budget, 8 budgeted hours times 80, gets you your $640 in labor revenue times 33%. That's the same as dividing by 3. Equals $211.20. Divide that by 13 hours is $16.23. So you didn't make P4P that day because 13 times 20 is $260, and that means that you made more money hourly. So you're going to get paid hour. So that day, you didn't make P4P. Now, here's the thing that I'm probably going to show on the next page, which is it doesn't matter your day to day. It matters your average over the course of 2 weeks. But in this case, as you can see here, we have this day you didn't make P4P. These other days you did. And now, hopefully we flip the page and we did some average work. Okay. So before I go in, I think, let me just make sure I'm talking about the right stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. So, you're a 3-person team, right? You have a 3-person team. This is just the Monday, right? This is the Monday example. You work 30 hours divided by 3 people, 10 hours. You did 33, I think I was just making a point here saying that it's the same, by 3 people is 11 hours. 27 budgeted hours divided by 3 is 9 hours. So it's the same as, so 9 hours times 80 is 720, right? And 2160, which would be your 27 times 80 divided by 3 is 720 as well. So it's the same difference. I just wanted to make that. I think I was just trying to make the point that with 3 people is the same as with 1 person. It's just you have to do more math. So we try not to explain it in that way. P4P for lawns, which I'll go over in a moment. I just wanted to see if we did anything with P4P as far as... no, okay. So one other thing I wanted to go over real quick while I had you guys is this, right? This is how your paycheck will look. Now, I don't mean all this. Now, I don't want to confuse you. So this is how your paycheck will look, though. The 5,600 divided by 3, and then your total clocked hours times 20. So the day-to-day is just so we can break it down to show you, but this is not your paycheck, right? You're not going to get paid an additional $40 this day, additional $80 this day, and then not lose any money this day. The way it would work is you'd get this extra bonus money, but you'd also lose money this day. So when all this adds up at the end of the day is when it actually is what actually matters. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying with that. If not, I'm more than happy to explain it to you. Just let me know any questions you have, and I will be more than happy to. Now, here is P4P for lawns. In a 10-hour day, we schedule 7 to 9 hours of lawns because of drive time, because drive time does eat up time, and there's nothing we can do about that. So let's say you have 8 budgeted hours of lawns in a day and 10 clocked hours. So that means you did 8 hours of lawns, like start and stop time, 8 hours of lawns as far as what was budgeted. And then everything together from when you started in the morning till the end of the day, you worked 10 hours. So 8 times 80 is $640 in revenue, times 33%, also known as divided by 3, is $213.33. Divided by the 10 hours you worked, $21.33 an hour. 10 times 20 is $200. So this day, you actually made $13 in bonus money. Killer job. In this case, you did 7 budgeted hours and 8 clocked hours. So you worked for 7 hours and you were clocked in and out for 8 hours. Or you did 7 hours worth of work and you were clocked in and out for 8 hours. So 7 times 80 is 560, times 33% is 186.60, divided by the 8 hours you worked is 23.30 an hour. 8 times 20 is 160. Sorry, the monitors are beeping as they're turning off. On this day, you made $26.66 in P4P. I swear. So, here is the thing. What was I trying to explain? Yeah, this is not going to be worth going over. In this case, yeah, this is just other stuff. So, basically, to explain with this, right? If yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna worry about explaining that hardcore level P4P stuff. So what I basically just want to finish explaining real quick is the field team gets 33% of the revenue. You cannot lose in this situation because at the very least you get paid your $20 an hour that you're owed. And in the best case scenario, you make bonus pay. Now look, don't go into this thinking, I'm going to show up, I'm going to work my face off and make, $50 an hour, whatever. No. Here's how we do things, right? It's all about efficiency. Yes, you need to work with urgency. 1,000% urgency is the most important thing out there, right? For you to have is urgency. Just, being quick about stuff and not wasting time, and then efficiency as well. So not wasting, making sure you have all the tools you need for the day, making sure, you're not wasting time on the client's property, doing anything crazy like that. It's all just about saving as much time as possible and saving little couple seconds, right? That's why mowing, if you think about this, which is crazy for lawn mowing, right? If you save 1 minute on every house you work on and you work on 20 houses in a day, 1 minute times 20 houses is 20 minutes per day that you saved, right? Or even let's say 3 minutes per house, right? 3 minutes times 20 houses is an hour. And if you want to go back to our example from earlier, 1 hour is the difference between 1 hour, right? Because between these Mondays, the only difference is you worked one budgeted hour or one actual hour different. That's the difference between $21.80 an hour and $24 an hour. Would you save time? Would you focus on being efficient? Would you, eat lunch while you're driving? Would you do, not while you're driving, sorry, eat lunch while the truck is moving in the passenger seat in order to make an extra $2.20 an hour? I would. I did when I was in the field. I'd highly recommend you do, but that's totally up to you. That's the best thing about P4P is if you want to waste time, you're more than welcome to. The only thing is, if you're dragging your teammates down, they're not going to like you and you're not going to be a team player, which is one of our values. So that's all I got for you, P4P. Hopefully this makes you excited. Hopefully you're thinking about ways that you can be more efficient and save time and make even more money, because when you win, the company wins.